Hey, I'm Jennie James, and with me, Chef Jason Dady, who is, first of all, I don't know how you do it all, okay? You are a husband, you are a father of 3, you own 7 restaurants, right? 7 now?
7.
Yeah, a catering company. You have competed on Iron Chef Gauntlet. You have competed on Beat Bobby Flay. You travel all over the country at expos and demos and supporting your other friends. You are now doing the Titans of Tailgate festival. And here I am, just a wife and mom of 2 with 1 job, and I can barely get in the shower sometimes. How do you do all of this?
A lot of smoke and mirrors. A lot of smoke and mirrors. I'm blessed that I'm in business with my brother and my wife, and we're a true family-run business, and we have an unbelievable team. You know, we've been doing this for 17 years, and we've tried to create a culture that supports promotion and growing. And for us, we want to be a springboard for everybody that works for us to do bigger, better, greater things.
Now, you're not originally from San Antonio.
Not originally. I've been here since 2001.
What brought you here?
Opportunity more than anything. I mean, San Antonio is the smallest big city in the world, and we loved that about it when we came to visit. And we felt it was a great opportunity for what we wanted to do in the chef world and the restaurant world to make an impact, and we've been somewhat successful in accomplishing that. Somewhat, we're getting there.
Well, your mom, Mary, correct?
Yep.
She must be so proud of you and your brother.
She's too proud sometimes, I'm like, Mom, we got it, But, and really this Titans of Tailgate event that we're doing,
Was kind of inspired by her?
Inspired by that in the sense that, single parent mom, she worked her tail off her whole life to give us the opportunity to go to college and to get an education. And so that's something that's important to me. So we've created the Jason Dady Scholarship through the CIA, the Culinary Institute here, to give a scholarship to a family, a single parent mom that maybe her son or daughter wants to go to culinary school, to give them that same opportunity. And I think that's, by coming to Titans of Tailgate, you're supporting something amazing. It's not just all about coming and eating and drinking, although there's plenty of eating and drinking to be had,
Right.
With 30 chefs and, dozens of wineries and beer, but it really goes to an unbelievable great cause.
How did this idea come about?
I've been doing events for other people and other charities and for literally 17 years, multiple a year. And so it was just kind of time to do it our way. And really what we decided to do by doing this tailgate idea was to just take it back to its roots of cooking over live fire and a fun vibe. It's not, $10,000 white tents, and it's not, overproduced seating area. We wanted it to be a fun tailgate environment with 30 of my best chef friends around the country, and just give people the idea that something tangible. Everybody goes to a Super Bowl party and makes a dish,
Right.
And so I want people to walk through here and be like, oh, I could do that. This chef is a James Beard nominated chef. Maybe I can pick up a tip from him, and I wanted the chefs to be able to park right next to their booth. That's my #1 goal. We're trying to figure that out. I have too many chefs and too many beer booths and too many wine booths, but it's at Sunken Garden Theaters on Saturday, February 3rd. I love the idea of the chefs being able to park right next to their booth, because I did an event a couple months ago. This is the inside track, nobody knows this. I did an event a couple months ago, and they made the chefs park like a half a mile away. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Right. Right.
I'm schlepping this food all around here. I'm working my tail off, and I got to park down there.
No.
And so I was like, that's it. Titans of Tailgate, and the chefs get to park right next to their booth.
Now, who did you have any criteria of who you picked to come in?
I just kind of invited my best buds in the biz, and so I've got unbelievable local chefs, from Stephen Bowers and Johnny Hernandez and Robbie Nolan and Rico and Diego, Jeffrey Balfour, Jeff White, the list goes on and on. But then I invited the best chefs from around Texas. Dean Fearing from Dallas is coming. I mean, he's the godfather of Southwestern cuisine. I've got Timothy Hollingsworth coming from Los Angeles, which is a former chef that competed in the Bocuse d'Or, which is like the biggest food competition in the world. R.J. Cooper coming from Nashville, Shota Nakajima coming from Seattle. So,
are you guys friends because of Iron Chef Gauntlet?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Shota's like my little adopted brother now at this point.
I loved you guys on that show together.
Shota is the best. We have so much fun. We just laugh and kick back, and I think we both admire each other's style because it's so different. I mean, he cooks classic Japanese food, but he's an amazing young chef, and I've really tried to help kind of mentor him on the business side because I see a lot of what he does in myself, in a sense of being a young, he's in his early 20s and he's just trying to make it and trying to survive, and any advice I can give him, I do my best to try to help him out.
And Rusty Hamlin, he
Rusty
was
Hamlin.
on Food Network star.
Yeah, and he's the chef of the Zach Brown band.
Yes. He's hilarious.
And he's just the nicest human being you've ever met in your entire life. And so I'm very humbled that these many chefs agreed to come, travel around. Because it's hard work. I mean, you're traveling across the country with food or whatever it might be, or you land and you got to prep for 6 hours to get ready for it. So it's going to be an unbelievably great event.
Well, tell people where they can get tickets.
You can go to Eventbrite for Titans of Tailgate and get online tickets. You can come straight to the gate the day of if you'd like. We will be selling tickets. Kids under 10 are free. So if the parents buy 2 tickets and you want to bring the kids to run around with you, you can go to our Facebook page, Titans of Tailgate, or Instagram, and the link to the tickets are right there.
I have a couple of food questions that deal with kids.
Got it.
How do you raise a kid to not be a picky eater?
I don't think that that's possible. I think we need to get over that notion that doesn't happen.
Right.
I have 3 children. My 13-year-old daughter will eat anything at least once. She'll at least try it. My middle daughter is the classic, she's not eating anything. She wants macaroni and cheese, chicken fingers. She's the classic middle America kid that just, the texture of mashed potatoes grosses her out.
Okay,
and I'm like, kid, like your dad is from Nebraska. You eat meat and potatoes.
Mashed potatoes? What?
And then my son, he's 7, is a garbage can. He will eat anything. He doesn't care. I think a lot of it is not forcing it. I don't make a big fuss. I've always just tried to preach, try it once, and if you like it, great. And if you don't, I'm okay with that.
That's my mom.
And so that gives them the confidence to say, I actually don't like that. Or it gives them the confidence to say, oh, wow, I do like that. I didn't think I'd like that. And so, but we also will go out to a lot of quote unquote ethnic style restaurants or Thai restaurants or Vietnamese restaurants or Indian food. And we're just like, this is what we're eating and you have to give it a shot. And over time, that consistency of, the fit of them throwing and not eating, they eventually kind of learn, like if you don't make a big deal of it, but you keep putting it in front of them to give it a shot, and you never know what'll happen.
My daughter just wants to eat ketchup.
Yeah.
That's it. And my second thing is, being pregnant and then having kids around the house, we always have the Food Network and the Cooking Channel on. And when is it the appropriate age to get them started in cooking or maybe going to cooking classes?
I think the younger, the better. Even if it's, what I've learned, and especially like with Tessa, my 11-year-old, who can be a little bit of a picky eater, if she's involved in the cooking process, no matter what it is, she'll eat it or she'll try it even more.
Because
so whether that might be pulling up a stool next to where I'm just cutting celery and handing her the stalks with the leaves and she just picks the leaves off, anytime that they can be a part of that gives them a little bit more security, and the security is what allows them to try things that they might not want to try. So, I mean, to me, pulling up, listen, I come from, my mom had 12 brothers and sisters.
Wow.
I got shooed out of the kitchen every day of my life, but it made me want to be in there even more. And so, but with my kids, I just try to get them involved, whether it's flipping a pancake or popping something in the oven, little trivial things that they don't realize that I'm really just pulling a fast one over on them and, getting them to do a little extra work.
How did you get started cooking?
I think a lot of it, I grew up with 2 amazing grandmothers that were amazing cooks. So I grew up a fan of food.
Okay.
But at that time, I didn't know that I wanted to be a chef. I didn't but as I look back, there were things in my life I look back on. I was home ec student of the year. Like, you want to talk about probably the most embarrassing moment of my entire life, being in high school in the assembly hall. And they're like, in the home ec student of the year, Jason Dady. I'm like, what? Like, and my friends are all like, what are you? But I never looked back. I look back at that now and be like, oh, well, clearly I was into the food and I was cooking in class. And, I used to watch, the PBS, the Great Chefs and all these shows. So, I used to look at cookbooks when I'd go to one of my friends' mom's house that had all these cookbooks. My mom wasn't, my mom was working. She wasn't back home making the 3-course meal. So, I went to Texas Tech University. I was in the restaurant hotel program. I was cooking as a hobby, and I was at my wife's apartment and in Lubbock, and we were watching The Tonight Show, and Emeril Lagasse was on. And he did a dish, and it's the first time I'd ever seen, quote unquote, a chef like on a late night, on TV, period.
Okay.
And he was just so energetic and so over the top. And he did a dish called turbo dog chicken. I mean, I can remember
I was just gonna say,
everything
you
about
can still
it.
remember
And I've
it.
only, it was probably a 3-minute clip,
Right.
And I was trying to write down the recipe for turbo dog chicken. So the next day I went and I didn't know at the time Turbo Dog was a beer, but I just thought it sounded cool, and that's when I was like, oh wow, like this, I like to cook, I'm in the restaurant hotel program, it makes sense to go to culinary school, and so graduated from Texas Tech with a degree in restaurant management, and then moved to San Francisco to go to culinary school. Yeah, crazy.
So now 7 restaurants, catering company,
Yep.
new barbecue sauce. Can you check it out? It's called Local Yokel.
So we got 3 new barbecue sauces that just hit
Tough
HEB
guy.
all across Texas.
Oh, all across Texas?
Yeah, we're in 150 stores, so you can find it here at any local HEB.
Okay, seriously, when do you sleep?
I get a good amount of rest. I trust,
You do. You look rested.
I trust our team. I trust our people.
So I need a team.
Yeah, it's all about.
I need a staff.
Yeah, it's all about delegation. At least that's what I keep trying to tell myself.
Okay, so Titans of Tailgate Food Festival. This is going to be amazing. February 3rd, Sunken Gardens. Tickets available even if you just walk up, if you haven't made plans.
Yeah, $75 a ticket gets you all you can eat from 30 chefs.
From
Tons
all over the country.
Over 14 wineries. You're looking at probably a dozen beer booths, games for the kids, cornhole. It's just going to be a fun vibe at Sunken Garden Theaters Saturday, February 3rd, 1 to 5 p.m. So it doesn't ruin your morning, doesn't ruin your evening. Just come hang out with a bunch of chefs and have a great time.
Thank you so much for taking your time to come see us.
Thanks for having me.